Welcome back, dear viewers, and joining us over the phone is Mrs. Sherifa Nahas, a nutrition expert, who will tell us more about nutritious eating habits during the holy month of Ramadan. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Tell us about the key nutritional considerations for maintaining energy levels during the fasting hours of Ramadan, in your opinion.
Normally, for people who don't smoke or don't drink coffee, they should have more energy during fasting time, because while we're fasting, our digestive system isn't working. So and usually the digestive system takes about 70% of our energy in digesting the food. So you are left with more energy during fasting, because your digestive system isn't working and you have lots of energy.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, how can one ensure getting enough hydration during the non-fasting hours of Ramadan?
On the iftar table, we should drink two cups of water and then wait like for 20 minutes and start eating our iftar. This is the best way to hydrate and lose weight and to avoid gut distension and bloating after the iftar meal. It's very important to drink water between iftar and suhoor, not between inside the meal. It's very important we drink water aside from the meal, before our meal and between the iftar and suhoor.
Mm-hmm.
And consuming lots of desserts keeps us thirsty most of the time. And during the fasting time, it's very dangerous to have desserts on suhoor. It's very dangerous because it keeps us dehydrated.
Mm-hmm. What, in your opinion, are some of the nutrient-rich foods that can help replenish energy and nourish the body during the pre-dawn and post-sunset meals?
It's very important to consume protein, and protein is very nutrient dense. Vegetables, especially the dark green vegetables. Consuming salads with iftar and with suhoor is very important, especially the vegetables that contain lots of water, like cucumbers, zucchini, celery. They are very nutrient dense food, and it's very hydrating at the same time. But as you know, we usually do the opposite. We consume lots of carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, fried food, which keeps us thirsty and makes a lot of gut distension and bloating.
Are there any specific food items or nutrients that should be emphasized to support the overall health during Ramadan?
It's very important to have soup, to have lots of water, to split our meals. It's not good for our health to eat a big portion on the iftar table. We should be having it should be the breakfast, our first meal in the day. Mm-hmm. So it should be a light meal. And then after 2 hours, we have another meal. Mm-hmm. But eating lots of different foods on the iftar table is very harmful for our health. Consuming protein is very important. Consuming a chicken stock, bone stock, is very important. As you know, fasting is very healthy for our overall well-being, and it's very good for our immune system. So we have to try to, this is a chance for us. God has gave us this chance to replenish our vitamin, minerals, to enhance our immune system and overall well-being. So it's a chance that we should obtain it, not we do something else. We want from here, from your channel, to tell people that fasting is very important, and it's 1 month in the year that God has gave us the chance to detox our body.
Mm-hmm. How can one balance traditional Ramadan foods with healthier options to maintain a balanced diet during the holy month of Ramadan?
First of all, we should eliminate the deep fried sambusak that we usually have on the iftar table with baked sambusak. For instance, this is a step that we could make it. It's very easy. We don't have to eat dessert every day. It could be once a week. And instead of eating dessert with lots of sugar that inflame our body and dehydrate our body and stop the detox cycle that God has gave us the chance to detox our body, by fruits. Fruits are a perfect substitution to dessert.
Mm-hmm. Right. So one of the very important aspects of nutrition is to eliminate fried foods and replace it with baked food.
Yeah, yes.
Right.
It's very important because deep fried food causes lots of inflammation in our body, ages our cells, destroys our cells. It's the opposite, or sometimes we say let's eat vegetables, fruits. They are antioxidants. Deep frying is oxidizing our whole system.
Right. What are some strategies for managing portion sizes that should be consumed during Ramadan?
As I told you in the beginning, that we should split our meals. Having a large portion of food on iftar causes lots of bloating and distension in our guts. So we should split our iftar into 2 meals. We should be eating like 3 meals after we break our fast. We should have the iftar, and then after 2 to 3 hours we should have a snack, and then suhoor. And you don't have to eat large portions on the iftar. And I know it's hard. It's hard and tough, especially because Ramadan, in our tradition, we have lots of family gatherings, friends over on iftar. It's not easy, but it should be considered.
Are there any particular food groups or nutrients that should be consumed in moderation during Ramadan to support health goals?
Yeah, I want to mention the Ramadan juices. The Ramadan juices are usually loaded with so much sugar, and most of us who break our fast on drinking lots of Ramadan juices. I know it's tradition. I know it's very famous during Ramadan, and we usually don't drink those juices only in Ramadan, but they are very harmful because they are good herbs, but we make them harmful by adding lots of sugar.
How can individuals, right, go ahead.
So if we substituted those juices with water, or water with like detox water with apples, cucumbers, celery, they will do a very good favor for our health.
How can individuals ensure they are meeting their nutritional needs while fasting, particularly for essential vitamins and minerals?
It's very important to include salads on breaking our fast. Salads and proteins are very important, and if someone is an athlete, they should be adding complex carbs like brown rice, potatoes, roasted sweet potatoes, oats, quinoa, all those stuff are very important, especially for athletes who train before iftar.
What are some healthy snack options that can be consumed to sustain energy levels during the fasting hours?
It's very important to have um, something like Greek yogurt, something like yogurt, for instance, and 3 dates, or yogurt and 2 to 3 pieces of fruit. We can throw on them chia seeds, are very important, loaded with lots of minerals, vitamins, and omega-3 fatty acids, and they are very fulfilling. So you don't feel hungry after eating them.
How does the timing and composition of meals during Ramadan impact overall health and well-being?
They have a very good impact on our health and well-being. Fasting is very important, is very healthy. It detoxifies our bodies, and they strengthen our immune system. And you know, it's very famous nowadays, the intermittent fasting. Even the West are now applying fasting, but not the dry fast. They call it the intermittent fasting because lots of studies and research have proven that fasting nurtures our body, strengthens our immune system, and our whole health.
Are there any specific dietary guidelines or recommendations for individuals with pre-existing health conditions who are fasting during Ramadan, like diabetes, for example?
For diabetes especially, it's very important to consult their physician, because everybody has a different case, especially for diabetes. But for someone who has insulin resistance, for instance, or a pre-diabetic person, it's very important to slow down on dessert, slow down on sugar, and fasting will have a very positive effect on people who are suffering from insulin resistance. After Ramadan, they can make a blood test analysis and see how good and better their blood sugar became. Their insulin levels are much better because of if they applied a healthy meal plan during Ramadan. If they cut down on sugar or reduce the amount of sugar intake, if they reduce the amount of refined carbohydrates, like as I told you, the sambusa, for instance, is very famous during Ramadan, but it's very harmful for our well-being unless it's baked. Lots of fried food, lots of refined carbohydrates like the goulash, putting lots of fat on rice. Those foods are very harmful for us. We won't take the benefit out of the fasting.
Right. How can individuals ensure they're consuming adequate amounts of protein during Ramadan to support muscle repair and overall health?
It's very important to have at least 15 to 20 grams of protein on the iftar table. If someone is an athlete, they should be having like it depends on the weight of the athlete, how many grams of protein he or she should be consuming. But at least 20 grams of protein is very important for breaking our fast.
What are some common nutritional pitfalls to avoid during Ramadan, and how can they be mitigated?
As I told you, the challenge is the sugar. The sugar is the challenge during Ramadan. So if we
to reduce sweets, right?
Yes. Lots of sugar in the juices, in the desserts, on the suhoor table as well. It's very harmful. It backfires the effects of fasting.
Maybe sweets should be eaten before suhoor, like after breakfast, a while after breakfast.
Yes, yes.
It's better to have it earlier.
Yes, it could be a snack after iftar by 2 to 3 hours. I'm not saying not to eat any dessert. I know it's tradition. I know it's part of our culture, but it could be 2 days a week, but not every day.
Exactly. What about the role of fruits during Ramadan to play? How far does it play a healthy role in the Ramadan diet?
It could be fruits should be included during the snack, as we said, after iftar, 2 to 3 hours. It's very good to have like 2 to 3 pieces of fruit as a snack, because as you know, we already there are glycogen levels that are used during fasting, so we should be replenishing this glycogen by having fruit. But we don't mix fruit with other food groups. It's better to have fruits alone, and it's better if you are targeting to lose weight during Ramadan. Don't mix different kinds of fruits together. I'm talking about adults. I'm not talking about kids or children. Children should be eating a rainbow, should be eating different kinds of fruits together. But for adults that are targeting to lose weight, it's better to focus on one kind every day.
Right. Well, I would like to thank you so much, Dr. Sherifa Nahas, nutrition expert. Many thanks for your insight. And dear viewers, that brings us to the end of this edition of Cairo Local Time. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International.